The Capitals generally doing a pretty decent job in all three zones in that first period, and now pleased to be joined in the broadcast booth by former Capital Matt Ellison. Got the headset on now. Matty, all good to go?
Good to go.
All right. First of all, get your thoughts on that first period. Storm put up maybe a little bit too busy, but other than that, looked like a pretty solid effort by the Caps.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving tonight pretty good. A lot of the shots Storm faced were from the outside, and he's a pretty good goalie, so if Cow should keep it that way, it should be all right. So it's just hard work and get it going.
I think the Kings only had, one odd man rush against, so, limiting that. Carter Turnbull, though, with a couple too many opportunities, and we know how dangerous he can be.
Yeah, what's he got, 5 already in this series?
5 goals, yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep him away from the puck, but, there wasn't too many turnovers, and Cowichan had guys back, so, if you're not giving up any odd man rushes, most of the time you're not getting in trouble in your end. You got guys back to relieve the pressure and get the puck out, so they got to keep doing the right things. It is a lot of shots, but a lot from the outside. So they're protecting the middle and the front of the net, and they're working hard. So hopefully we can get one more this period and make it a little easier. But
played a lot of hockey in your days, and it's the fourth game in a series, the fourth win, always the toughest. So pressure's on in this situation for Powell River.
For sure, it's they're at home right now. They don't want to go back to Cowichan, and Cowichan really has their backs up against the wall, and they can't afford another loss. So they played well in the first period. I think coming to this barn and win a game 5 in the series, you're gonna have to play your best game of the year, and there's a few things that they can get better at, but for the most part it was a solid period by them to start anyways, and hopefully they make a couple adjustments and it gets better here in the second.
It's been a while since you've been back here at Hap Parker, and we were talking about that earlier today, and you mentioned how you remember the moments in the games more than you remember the arenas in particular. Anything from this building that stands out for you, and did anything sort of come back when you walked back in earlier today?
I thought it was a lot bigger. It's a lot smaller than I remember. Was there 6 rows of seats or whatever, and I thought it was a little bit bigger. I thought it was more Cowichan size, but not a lot actually. Powell River wasn't that good when I was in Cowichan. They were kind of everybody's beating team. It was fun to play them. It was always tough playing here, though. It's a tough travel. Driving to Courtney, taking that ferry, and getting over here. So it was a tough game here, but Powell River doesn't really ring a bell on much. It's not a fun road trip, so you kind of want to forget them when you get done with it.
I think look, all season they only lost 5 games in regulation at home all season. It's such a huge advantage to have that. But the Caps have not had success in this building all year, and for the most part, if you go back many years. But really, like I said, this building really isn't a heck of a lot different than the Big Stick. Other than the travel, what can you see as maybe being any particular reason to not be able to have success here, or is it all a mental thing at this point?
I think it's a mental thing. It is a long travel day. You got 2 hours to Courtney, to the ferry, two plus, and then an hour and a half ferry ride, and getting over here. You're getting up early. Like it's all in how you can just mentally forget about the day you went through and get ready and just play simple, not make mistakes. And I think teams come in here after a day like we just had today, and they try and do too much and play more like they would at home rather than playing a simple road game, and it ends up costing them.
Talk about travel. You're probably still adjusting back after your season ended, and what is that, 10 time zones difference from playing over in Russia to getting back on Pacific time?
Yeah, I think we're 11 hours different in Minsk from the West Coast here, so it's a little bit different. It's harder with kids. They don't know the difference between it, where you get a little bit older and you realize and go back to sleep if you can, but it's about 6 a.m. now I'm getting up at, so it's not bad. Going to bed a little earlier than usual too. I'm usually passed out on the couch right after dinner, so it's harder to stay awake. But it's the jet lag gets you there for a little while, but it's getting better. It's been about 10 or 12 days now, so it's coming around, and starting to feel normal again.
You spent a lot of that time since getting back with the Caps, coming out to practices, talking with the coaches and all that. What have you been able to help at, and what do you want to be able to help do here with this playoff run?
I think they got a pretty good team here. It's the best team I've seen here in the Valley for a few years, and a lot of older guys, a lot of veterans, and I've had a couple of those teams, and we haven't done well. So it's just trying to, keep them calm and work on a few things, power play, and just being simple and what it takes, the mistakes you can and can't make, and at the times of the games when you can't afford to make a mistake. So just being a little bit more physical. Powell River's a smaller team, and if you can keep hitting them, and you can see it a couple times already, they're getting scared and turning pucks over. So keep up with the physical play, and it doesn't have to be a bone-crushing hit every time, but just make sure they know that you're there and that you're coming, and just work hard.
It was great having you out earlier in the season as well, and despite the time difference, actually it kind of works out well for you to be able to follow this team a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, it's some of the games were kind of ending when I was getting up for practice, so I'd catch the end of the third period, or I'd be able to look at the score anyways when I got up in the morning. And they had some really good games this year, and Storm played well, and the biggest thing is try and make it easy on your goalie, and I don't think they can give up 16 shots every period and have that good of a chance. They need to cut that down, and it's fun being here, for sure.
Going in, there's a solid first period, but what's the message here going forward, aside from trying to limit those shots against?
Yeah, even if they're from the outside, stuff happens, deflections or rebounds, and the less shots they have, the less chances they have for those rebounds or just a straight goal. So just keep playing the same way. Get it down in there, and I think we spent too much time in our end defending. We got to get that down into their end, and when the guys get their feet moving with the puck down along the boards and the corners, Powell River D can't handle it, and that's when you get the chances. They're going to get tired and be able to get to the point for a shot or take it to the net.
All right, appreciate this, Matt. Thanks so much for coming on.
All right, thanks.
Matt Ellison, former Cowichan Capital, joining his old squad here in Powell River, and it's Game 5, elimination game for the Caps, but a 1-0 lead for Cowichan through 20 minutes. Adam Ushevsky's first of the playoffs. We'll take a quick break and come back with second period action. You've got it here on Discovery Honda Caps Hockey on 89.7 Juice FM.